Hello. Today we run another box, because I'm just that good at the game. And from our delicious box, we pulled a spicy, beautiful lady that's worth like 62 cents, probably. I don't know. But we won with my favorite deck that I've ever built, two-souled door Bofuri. So to start off our list of spicy memes, we have 4 of a surprisingly good card, Shin the Split Sword, base power 3500, and continuous effect. None of my other characters can side attack, which does not matter because a lot of our things will just get big or want to die. And he is also a chaser, so he is our best +0 and our only red fix in the entire deck. After that, we got 3 multi-chant Frederica. She is when she becomes reversed, she is a Rize for climaxes, which honestly is pretty cool. It helps me with deck speed and helps me fix into blue, which is why I run it mostly. But getting into climaxes is really cool when I don't have a 2-soul in my opening hand, or it helps me loop 2 souls to make my opponents even saltier. Second, we have 3 Battle Craftswoman Is. She is a standard search trickery. Pay 1, clock and ball torture yourself. Search for level 1 or lower. And whenever your other character's battle opponent becomes reversed, she gains 1k. So if you have, let's say, 2 big chunguses, you swing and kill 2 characters, she's now a 3/5. We run 3 of this wacky and kooky brainstorm, multicolored Sally. Let me fix my beautiful woman real quick. You can play climaxes that you don't have to meet color requirements to play climaxes, which is really helpful in our deck because our level 3 don't have a lot of red, and we also just cheat our level 3 into play. So we can kind of just play a red card and a red finisher without ever seeing red in clock or level, which is pretty good. She is a tap self-search brainstormer, and whenever you play a climax, you can discard a card to draw a card. So really good for filtering, because we do not have a selective level 1 combo, and it can also ditch out extra climaxes that we get off of multi-chant Frederica. We run 2 Flare Excel Me. She is the drop searcher of the set. On play, you give a character -1k, so that beats out things like Adventure Time and Don Machi, so they can't loop board, and Overlord set 2 if they're playing the based Goat deck. And then it's just pay 1 drop search, helps you find your pieces, don't really use it too much, just because Ricky's that good, and this is a good +0 as well. And I just always draw into the pieces I need, because I'm just that good at the game. Lastly, we run 2 of the Climax Swapper. 3k, she can't side attack, doesn't matter. Everything else in this deck gets big or decreases power. And then standard Climax Swap, really sizable body, and it's really fun. Moving on to level 1s, we got 4 Battle Ready Force Yui and 3 Battle Ready Force Mei. So now most lists tend to swap it around. They'll have 4 of the Mei, 3 of the Yui. I really like the other way around for 2 reasons. One, Yui does not care where she is. As long as she's in the front row and the opponent levels up, the climax combo goes off. While as Mei, the damage she swings has to cancel. I really like that. And 2, you can easily control essentially when your opponent decides to level up. There are multiple games tonight where I just passed the turn after swinging with 1 character, because I knew if I swung with another character, they wouldn't level up, or they would level up, I won't be able to do her combo, because if I tri-field her, all my opponent has to do is level up once, and I triple combo. If I have this and this set up, I swing here, they cancel, her effect doesn't go off. So her effect will only go off if she cancels. And their climax combo effect is actually whenever opponent levels up or damage is canceled by their attack, you choose a character from grave, put it in the stock, And then reveal top card of your deck. If it's a character, you add it to hand. Pretty spicy. It gives you stock and hand advantage, which is pretty nice. Not really a whole lot of mill in the deck. And it combos with, where are my cards? There are my cards. With the 2 soul. Which is clearly the best trigger in the game because more damage, bigger number equals better game. And to help us with our deck speed, we actually have Unbalanced Maple. Really cracked card, honestly. Super undervalued. She is a repeatable flicker, which is super good against decks like Soda Turbo, Hololive, and any like other Nexold thing or something that gains cross-turn effects like President. And she also is when you play a climax, you pay 1, top check 4, grab a level 1 or higher. So helps us with our deck speed. Honestly, just a pretty good profile. We always kind of want to prioritize getting this in our back row. And we also run 2 Shield and Buckler, Maple and Sally. Honestly, like one of your main payoffs for putting in blue into your deck. On play, discard a card, choose an opponent's character, and then they replace it with a character whose level is X or lower from their grave, where X is the character's level. So let's say you walk up, you got your opponent's being a filthy Quince player. They have their 1/1s, you can't reverse them because all you got is level 0, so you just slam these bad girls down, discard a card, now they replace that 1/1 with a level 0 or lower from their grave. So it allows you to discard a hand to make sure that you can break their board or deny them any value. We also run Guildmaster Pain. So sad Pain died to Bofa, honestly. Standard Adachi becomes reversed bottom decks. Honestly, you just run it because some decks require Adachi to deal with. Might bump this up, but the only thing I would ever replace it with is another good anti-change tool. We run level 2 to run 1 copy for Furtherwind Kanade. All of your Loving Sacrifice Maple, which we do not run, and Atrocity Maple get hexproof. We do run Atrocity Maple, so he's really there so that people can't just like money counter or tap counter or 10 off your finisher. He also says you can discard 2 cards and tap him to reanimate something from your grave that already has a copy on your field. So let's say you're at level 2, you have 2 of these bad girls, and you have a bunch of cards in hand. You can tap 2, discard 2. If you have a copy of Yui or something in your grave, you can reanimate that copy and continue comboing off. We don't really use it a whole lot, that's why it's only a 1 of. We just grab it if we ever need it. Our second option, level 2, is our other anti-change target, no damage Maple. 2/5 backup, and when you use the backup effect, you can discard any 2 cards to anti-change something to memory. So honestly, this card's really cool. Discarding 2 does feel rough sometimes, but it's really great when you send something to memory because your opponent can never get it back. And if your opponent has multiple early plays or something, you can play the backup on their first attack, and then just say that other early play can't attack now because it's in memory. Honestly, anti-change counters are really cool. I like them. Again, either run 2 of this, 1 and 1, or 2 of this. Honestly, these are like interchangeable, but I do like the 1 and 1. And then moving on to level 3s, we got our early play, Young Genius Kanade, full board early play, and early play healer, and on play, if you have another character, which you will, because it's a full board early play, he gains 2k till the end of your turn, so he's at 11k when he enters the field, and he's at 9k for the rest of the time. Honestly, there just to help stabilize. Level 2, help hopefully stay at level 2 for an extra turn or something before you get to level 3 and a wombo combo on your opponent. Speaking of level 3, you start with 2 Snow White Maples. On play, you can spawn another thing from your hand and put it onto the field. So, interestingly enough, this does not need to meet color requirements to play another character from your hand. So generally, we'll play something that we don't have something in clock or level 4, like red, because that's what our finisher is in. And she also has, on attack, You can pay 2 stock to give something cancel burn 1. So you can use the stock that you saved from playing a card off of her effect to give something an extra instance of damage if your opponent cancels. We also run 2 Giant Killing Mei and Yui. Full field. If you play her and you have a full field, you can put a character from your stock from grave into stock, so she becomes essentially a 3/1, and she also has some Musashi effect. So on the turn she's played, when damage is canceled, mill top card, burn equals to that level plus 1. Because I'm so good at the game, I only will ever burn zeros and I'll only ever mill zeros and burn for 1. For our finisher, we have the legend, Cockroach Maple, Atrocity herself. On play, she gains 3,000 power. So if you play her off of Snow White, who I forgot to mention, will give that character that you play 2k power. It will get 14/5 Cockroach Maple. On play, you can pay 1 and salvage any climax. So she helps search for her own climax, which is good because you're essentially putting all your eggs into this basket. Her climax combo being on reverse, which you should get the reverse because you're at 15/5 with climax. Pay 6, discard 2, get rid of the climax, burn 1, burn 2, burn 3. So generally what you'll want to end up doing by the end of your turn is you'll have a back row of, if I can find the cards, Brainstormer. Let's move these over a little bit. Brainstormer, Unbalanced Maple, Musashi, Spawner, and Cockroach. So essentially you'll have enough stock because you've probably done your stock charging and hand charging combo 2 or 3 times throughout the game. So you'll swing for 1, 2 instances, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 instances of damage on your finishing turn. So something is going to stick eventually, and hopefully they're dead after that. This is generally the ideal board that you kind of want to set up just for maximum efficiency for stock and burn damage. And that combos with the Boss Monster Door Climax combo. Honestly, it's Door, really good. Not as good as 2 Soul because 2 Soul, more damage, better game. And we end up our list with one of Machine Gun Maple, stock swap. Only real reason why we run it is just so that we can threaten it. We almost never use it unless my opponent wants to be stinky and just decide to build a lot of stock. In which case, you fuck them with this, and then you ram your Cockroach into them. And that's pretty much it. This is the deck I use to win boxes, and I'll probably use it for Springfest if something else doesn't, if another set doesn't pique my interest. But yeah, that's it.